Hello, guys and gals, and welcome. And boy, do I have something fun for you today. So, me and Proner, who is the person who runs Diablo 4 Life, Diablo 4.life, which is the Diablo 4 page that has the really awesome world boss tracker, the HellTide chest tracker, and the Legion tracker. We've come together, and me and him have kind of brainstormed, and we found a really awesome new tool for you guys, and it's going to change the way that you gamble. Okay, when you go to the Purveyor of Curiosities and you try and think about what to gamble, you might be gambling for a specific aspect. I know at least I do. Like, for instance, when I'm looking for a perfect splintering aspect, which is right here, the Bone Spear's primary attack makes the enemy vulnerable, and I'm looking for that 225. I'm looking for that 5-second, right? I'm looking for the magical, like, perfect version of this. So what item in here do I gamble for the best odds, for the lowest cost? It's not readily apparent, and it would take a genius with some mathematical prowess like Proner to come up with a tool for us so that we will know exactly which one to gamble for, right? Now, just a quick little tutorial about the gamble window. You see these little shiny things around the gambles? So that means that you're going to get access to ancestral items. The gold one means it's going to be a sacred item, or it could be a sacred item, could be an ancestral item with the white shiny. Of course, if there's no shiny at all, then that means you're basically going to get garbage. You're going to get like bottom tier stuff. So this is something that you do have to pay attention to with the gamble window. It does change often. If you're looking for ancestral items. Now, this isn't about gambling items. This is about gambling aspects. So if you're trying to gamble a perfect aspect of something, something that maybe you're having trouble getting, maybe you're looking for that perfect Ring of the Umbral, which is, eluding you. The Ring of the Umbral is... Actually, I don't have the Ring of the Umbral on anymore, do I? But the Ring of the Umbral is a very nice one to get your hands on. So I have a tool, okay? Me and Proner cooked this up last night, and it is amazing, and it works just as well as I thought it was going to work. So this is the tool right here, and basically what you're going to do is you're just going to type in your aspect. So, for instance, in my case, with my Necromancer, I'm always looking for the splintering aspect, right? So I'm going to type in the splintering, and here we go right here. Here's my splintering. So according to the calculations, the most optimal item to gamble is offhands. And why is this the most optimal? Because Necromancer is the only class that can obtain these aspects. Offhand, this slot has the least competing aspects off of the available slots. The following table shows the relative odds of obtaining at least one of these selected aspects. So as you can see here, the best drop odds is the offhand. You know which one I've been gambling for the longest time to try and get this aspect? The one-handed sword, which has lower drop odds than the focus. I'm so glad yeah, this tool's amazing. Now, granted, there's a lot of variables that go into this, obviously. So it's the number of available aspects in that slot. It's the number of obols that you have to spend on that slot. So, for instance, the focus is only 40 obols, whereas the one-handed sword is 50 obols, right? So if I'm gambling between the one-handed sword and the focus, then I have better odds of getting something with the focus because, of course, the focus costs less, which means I can buy more focuses. So it definitely works out better to your advantage that way. And you can do this for any of them. So, let's go back over to Diablo 2 for a second here, and let's take a look at some of these aspects. And I'm just going to show you really quickly how you know what the name of them are. So, like, for instance, when you're looking at this one, it's the Requiem aspect. It's always it's Requiem Ring, so it's Requiem. This one right here is the Torment aspect, so Band of Torment. This one here is the Choker of Serration, so it's going to be Serration. That's the name of the aspect for that one, right? But let's look at one that's a little more generic, one that everybody has access to. I've got quite a few that everybody have access to. So this one right here is the Exploiters aspect, which is one that everybody has aspect. And if you're going to PvP, this one's amazing, because if somebody tags they're unstoppable, you get a 50% damage increase to them, which is amazing. So let's take a look on the calculator here real quick, and let's see how, which item is the best to gamble for the Exploiters, right? So we're pulling up the tool again, and I'm going to deselect the splintering, and let's go to Exploiters, which is the one that I'm looking at right now. Now notice here on this one, it's a little bit more complicated. the math becomes a little bit more interesting. So the Necromancer has the lowest drop odds because the Necromancer also happens to have the most legendary aspects on his pair of boots. So why is it specifically boots on the Sorcerer? Well, because the Sorcerer has the least number of competing aspect for boots. So if you're trying to get your hands on an Exploiter's legendary affix, or specifically a perfect Exploiter's legendary affix, then the Sorcerer is the best option, and gambling the boots is the best option. Now, granted, you can still get pretty good odds on the Barbarian, the Druid, and the Rogue, but the Sorceress does have by far the best odds for that particular aspect, which is pretty cool, right? And you can do this for just about any of them. So, like, I'm not going to pull up Diablo 4, but let me just pull up another legendary aspect, which is pretty common. So the Needle Flare aspect, that's a good one. The Needle Flare aspect is one that's on a lot of different items. So let's type in Needle Flare. And according to this, the best one is the offhands for the Barbarian. The Barbarian has the best chance, and it's offhands. That's quite interesting. I mean, you got one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, amulets, gloves, but apparently the Barbarian offhands is the best one. It looks like the Rogue is second at 0.8, but you can also grab the one-handed weapon at 0.08. So the one-handed weapon over here seems to be the best one for, well, except for the offhand. I don't think the Barbarian has access to an offhand, so it's probably the one-handed weapon. The Necromancer, of course, has access to an offhand, the focus. So does the Sorceress has the focus. The Druid has the totem. The Rogue and the Barbarian I don't think have offhands. That's probably why that one comes up at the top. But it does look like the the Barbarian is still the best at 0.08 for one-handed weapons. So interesting. Let's take another one real quick, and let's do a couple of these. Why not? I'm really interested in some of these because I want to know exactly how to get some of these aspects in their perfect form. So one that I've been having trouble getting my hands on perfect is the Band of Torment, which is a Necromancer-specific aspect. So Torment, there it is right there. So I am best gambling rings. That's interesting. So it only rolls on rings. It is a ring-only aspect. I did not know that. That is crazy. So I'm going to have to gamble rings for that, and the odds are terrible. Well, until I get a 30%er. I guess I'm just stuck gambling rings until I can get that. But this will tell you very quickly, like, which ones to gamble, which ones are the best to gamble, you know, which character is the best to gamble on, so that you can better utilize those amazing obols to get the legendary affixes that you want to get your hands on. Now, of course, obviously, when you gamble the right legendary affix with the perfect mods, you're going to put that and print it onto your item. This website, by the way, I don't know if I forgot to actually put it in here, but it will be in the description as well. But let me go ahead and flash it up on the screen for you guys. This is Diablo4.life/tools/gambling. So this is just another one of the tools on the website that I've already got a video on, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, there is a video for the World Boss Tracker. This is the same website, so this is just another tool on this website that is absolutely amazing. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, even when we're just having some fun with optimal gambling techniques. And as always, keep watching.